Hello everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Today we're going to start off with our usual golden saucer stuff. And then I don't know if I said last week, but my plan is to do the Dwarf and or Qitari Beast Tribe, the next Qitari or Dwarf Beast Tribal Quest story Tribal Quest on Sundays. And then do whatever we're going to do after that. Today, after we do those golden saucer stuff and tribal quests, I'm planning on doing some Dark Knight leveling, but I don't know how long that'll actually last because I'm almost level 70, and I'm going to stop at level 70 because I'm planning on going and doing all of the Stormblood Dark Knight quests in one go, so I'll probably end up doing that next Sunday, assuming we get to level 70 today. The question marks are whatever we're going to do after I get to level 70. I might just end the stream because I don't know if this will be a very long stream today because I have some other stuff that I want to finish getting done. Because I did a ton of editing this morning for a bunch of videos, but I didn't completely finish them, and I'd like to get those done somewhat soon. Anyway, let's go ahead and pull up Kai's graphic for Fashion Report and take a look at it. I think it was pretty easy. Well, this week. Like last week I think was kind of annoying. Let's take a look at it for this week. So amateur slops and leather choker for easy. You can get the leather choker and Ulda. And same thing. The Gwalter and Lulon, or however you say that. Alright, let's get those items. Gwalter's over here, I believe. Yep, right there. It was the something slops from Hand or Land. Also, it looks like I could use the Scion Adventure jacket, but I'll just buy the slops here. Because it's easy. It was 10 to 19, right? Yes. Amateur slops, they're there. And then, there, this person was the other one. Now is it... See, leather choker sounds like it would be Battlecraft. Nope. It's Gatherer, right? Yes. Oh, that's all we need for Fashion Report, so let's head on to the Golden Saucer and get our easy 60k MGP. Wonder if we'll get not last on the Jumbo Cactpot tickets. Probably not. But you never know. There was I saw somebody had posted a picture of their ticket last night on the... I don't remember if it was Final Fantasy FFXIV or shitpost. FFXIV. But they had the first 3 digits right, but not the last one, so they didn't get any reward. But before we do any of that, let's do our mini Cactpot tickets. $789? Nope. Let's see on this one. 1, 2, 3? No. Well, third time's the charm. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, or 789. We got good odds for both of them. And it was neither. Give him a good slap. Maybe he'll learn. Supposed to give me the good tickets. Alright, check out Jumbo Cactpot board. Let's see if we got not last. 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 And last. I mean, what do you expect at this point? Just do my random tickets. Unfortunately, I delayed a little too much. Well, I didn't delay. I had other stuff I was doing. But if I had only delayed just a little bit, like I should honestly just start the streams at like 3:05 so that we can do the gate at 3:20. Wait, do these need to be dyed? No? Oh, right. Normally you would color one of the pieces and then it would get you enough points. Or color two pieces and it gets you exactly to 80 or 81. But since I have two correct items, it gets the 80, like 80, it's gonna be like 83 or something? I don't know, we'll see. You can't even see the items. Because it was the choker and the leggings. Or the slops. 84, okay. Easy 10k, easy 50k. Honestly, there's like no reason not to do this each week. It's such quick MGP. Amateur slops. I doubt I'll get anything from desynthesizing them, but let's do that real quick. Nope. I think it might even been better just to sell them outright. Anyway, that was all we were gonna do today for Golden Saucer. Like I said just before, I think I'm gonna actually try and start the streams at 3:05 or so. I guess I usually do start the stream at 3:05 since I have a 5-minute cooldown. So then I guess I'll actually sit down and start the timer at 3:05 instead of 3 o'clock, so that we can make the 3:20 gate. Of course, we can't make it today because I started late. Either way, let's head over to the Crystarium and we will do the Dwarf tribal quest. Teleport outside. And we'll just teleport across the way. We don't need to fly over there and waste our time. My plan with these tribal quests is to compile all of the story quests into 1 or 2 videos and then put them up like that on the main channel. I'm also planning on doing a similar thing with the Dark Knight quest, the Stormblood Dark Knight quests. But I'll need to see how long those videos end up being and if I want to make them one big video or break them up into multiple videos. Because one of these is not enough for one video. It's only like 5-10 minutes. So I think if there's 6 or so of these quests, then that might make a good video, because that'll end up being about 40 minutes. 20 to 40 minutes. Anyway, let's talk to Renit and get going on this quest. I heard you like tanks. Renit appears to have something in his eye. You cannot be certain because of his helmet, but it may be a twinkle. It's time to work on the most interesting part of the Roland Tankard's design, the cannon. Me and the others have a few things to go over first, so come and join us in the usual place. But those bastard Sin-Eaters won't even get a chance to test our defenses if we blow their heads off first. That's why we need a cannon. The bigger, the better. Of course, there were no Sin-Eaters back in Watt's time, but with a bit of full ingenuity. Hold it right there. Aren't you afraid I'll steal your secrets? And why did you even invite me to this meeting in the first place? Well, you want me to finish building these tanks, don't you? Our reasons might be different, but we're working towards the same goal. Yeah, besides, you've already built the brewery, the ethanol mill, and shared a bunch of your secrets with us. You're on board now whether you like it or not. I didn't agree to become one of your lackeys. I come and go as I please. And how do I know all this stuff about Sin Eaters isn't some elaborate ruse? You could be building these war machines to attack Comra. Well, we weren't planning to, but now that you mention it... Azog. That's a load of claptrap, and you know it. If we wanted to invade Comra, it'd be as easy as snatching the helmet off a baby, and we wouldn't need no tanks neither. We just want to help people, that's all. Ain't that right? Oh no. Okay. That's all very noble, I'm sure. But I'm only here for one thing. Watts's hammer. If getting my hands on it means I have to help you with your idiotic plan, so be it. Idiotic? That's rich coming from you. And maybe you should wait till I've finished explaining about the cannon before we start judging. You mean to say Sin Eaters won't run away even if they're injured? What's his beard? What have we gotten ourselves into? Why injure them when you can kill them outright? They won't be getting up again if you blast them to smithereens. A nice bit of gunpowder should do the trick, but I wouldn't trust a Thole not to blow yourselves to bits in the process. Brilliant. You fought Sin Eaters, haven't you? Got any suggestions? Bombarding them with magic from a distance usually gets the job done. A beam of pure energy. It'll look pretty too. Nah, do the first one. Magic? Don't know about that, mate. I think hiring a qualified mage to go along for the ride might get expensive. But if there was a way to produce a similar effect using machinery, that would be worth exploring. The only method I can think of would be to charge a crystal with ether and then release it all in one go. Though, I hate to say it, but this is rather outside my field of expertise. Why don't you ask the Lorethan lady over at Clearmelt? She used to be an engineer. It's worth a try, I guess. I'd feel a lot better if you came with me, for moral support, like. To tell the truth, I find her a bit intimidating. Anyway, let's get going. Oh, let's go talk to the lady. See if she has any ideas. Renit's gotten a good bit better at social interaction. I'm really curious if, like, those two are a boy and girl, or if they're, like, both girls or something. Well, maybe we'll see eventually. Phew, thank the gods you're here. I was afraid I'd have to talk to her by myself. Ah, well, here goes nothing. Tally-ho, old crone. Off to an awful start. Bloody hells! I see your manners haven't improved since the last time we met. Whatever it is you came to say, spit it out. I've got guests arriving soon. You want to fit the tanks with ether cannons? So do you have more than sawdust in that head of yours? So you do have more than sawdust in that head of yours. Seems like a backhanded compliment to me, but I'll take it. I'll take it all the same. Though, I must admit, I'm not used to working with aether and whatnot. Don't suppose you know anything about it. As a matter of fact, I'm the one who designed the crystal cannons lining the walls of the crystarium. Well, that's useful. Nah, you're pulling my leg. I've had a lot of strange coincidences lately, but that's not even remotely feasible. Wait, you're serious, aren't you? Of course I am! But if you want me to share my secrets, you'd better make it worth my while. Ah, I know where this is leading. You're gonna send us to the ends of the earth on some godforsaken errand, just to test our resolve, aren't you? Now that you mention it. No, you bloody idiot, that's not what I mean at all! Listen, I have some friends coming over for tea, and I want the pair of you to join us. I think I'd rather go to the ends of the earth than have to do some sort of social interaction. Tea? That's slightly less perilous than I was expecting. But what does that have to do with anything? If you shut your pie hole, you might find out. My guests are twin sisters who supply caravans run the length and breadth of Nodbront. I reckon they'll have more than a passing interest in buying those tanks of yours. Buy? You mean to tell me we can make a profit on these tanks? I was planning to give them away for nothing, but I might as well take the opportunity to line my pockets. It's clear your friend's not much of a businessman, so you better do the talking. I still have some things to prepare before my guests arrive, so give me a few moments, would you? Renate, I know I just said you've gotten better at social interaction, but you still got a long way to go. Ugh. Got a big yawn. Now that everything's in order, we're ready to begin. Try not to look so tense, dear. Your mission, should you choose to accept it. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to engage Loretha's guests in polite conversation and extol the virtues of Ranit's master plan. Choose the best response and generate interest in the rolling tankard. This coming together of great minds, plan plus Ranit. This dialogue. This coming together of great minds plus Ranit will take several minutes. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. Are your nerves suitably steeled? Yes. Let's go. Part of me wants to choose the terrible dialogue just to see how it is, but... What a pleasure it is to make your acquaintance. Loretha tells us you're in the transportation business, much like Kovliva and I. Yes, we are. We're rather hoping you'd help us with a little problem we've been having of late. Hordes of ravenous sin eaters. Terribly irritating, as I'm sure you can imagine. Is it true that you and yours are presently engaged in the construction of some sort of vehicle capable of warding off such assailants? Ward off? Turn them into mincemeat, more like. It transports goods safely while repelling all manner of threats. Well, that does sound rather impressive. This could be precisely what we need. If any sin eaters dare show up, the rolling tankard can deal with them before they get anywhere near. Seems like you got away with words. Keep this up and they'll be putty in our hands. It does occur to me, however, that all this seems awfully complicated. Those used to working with the Amaro may struggle to operate these vehicles of yours. The controls are mannered by a purpose-built automaton, are manned. What could possibly go wrong? Just pull the levers and see what happens. No, that's not what I should say. The wonders of modern technology never cease to amaze me. Machines driving machines. Whatever's next? That's a surprisingly good idea. If all it takes is giving instructions to the automaton, anyone could do it. Quite an elegant solution, I must say. You just made that up, didn't you? Oh well, we can work all that out later. This is too real. For now, carry on what you're doing. Carry on doing what you're doing. While this is all very intriguing, young Renate, I would feel much more comfortable doing business with you if I could see your face. Oh no. That I may consider to read your intentions, though I do not doubt your sincerity. Consider it a matter of courtesy. This is a dwarf you're talking to. You mean take off my helmet? But... Nah, let's not be too disrespectful to them. Even though they're being very disrespectful to Renate. Oh, I beg your pardon. That was incredibly rude of me. We are much to our embarrassment, unfamiliar with dwarven customs. You were very kind to intervene and prevent any further impertinence on our part. Thanks, Brilliant. If you weren't here, I don't know what I would have done. I think we've covered most of the pertinent points. There is, however, one last thing we should like to ask before we reach a decision. What do you think of we sisters value most in all the world? Money. I like money. Your answers, please. I mean, the answer is probably honesty. But excitement? Yeah, let's go with honesty. Oh dear, that's not quite the answer we were looking for. We would like to think that honesty is the bare minimum we can expect from others, especially with whom we would do business. Luckily, we have been able to ascertain through the course of this conversation that the two of you possess this in abundance. Phew! That was a bit of a struggle, but we got there in the end. Nicely done. Eurovia and Colbreva warm response bodes well for Renate and his rolling tankards. It appears that you have secured buyers for his tanks, provided they reach completion. Of course, seeing is believing. Once the tanks are finished, you should put on a demonstration. We'd all be interested to see those ethereal cannons in action, but actually getting them up and running will be no easy task, I assure you. Luckily for you, I know just the man to point you in the right direction. I'll write you a letter of introduction requesting he help you in this little endeavor. I've noticed that automaton running around. Oh, I do say. Give this letter to Rossard in ballistics. He looks quite imposing, but he's friendly enough. Then again, it is you doing the asking. I'm sure he'd be more than happy to help. One of these days, the people of Novrond will be climbing over each other to get a chance to do me a favor. Just you wait and see. But until then, I've got a lot of work ahead of me, so let's get going. Yep, let's get going. Now, where do we need to go next? Crystarium? Let's see, over there. See, over by the Amaru Keep, right? Yeah, that says ballistics on the map. Oh, okay, down below. Yep, bottom floor. Going down? I couldn't have done that if I tried. Crystal Cannon, check. Big man, check. This must be the place. Greetings, what can I do for you this fine evening? And blow their bloody heads off. That's the plan anyway. Ho ho, if it's aether-based firepower you're after, I have just the thing. Right behind me, as it happens. This model was mass-produced and installed along the perimeter of the Crystarium, specifically to deal with Sin Eater assault. Those bastards soon give up the ghosts after a blast of concentrated ether to the face. Bwahaha! I like the sound of that. I can't take credit for these crystal cannons, though. Lorathia's the one who originally designed them. I suppose you could call her my mentor. If she says I'm to assist you, who am I to refuse? Now, let me see about getting the copies of our cannon's blueprints. A pleasant surprise, I take it. Ha, that's the Lorathia I know. Behind that sharp tongue and piercing gaze, she's one of the most caring people you'll ever meet. I expect she appreciates what you're doing, especially considering that what happened at Holminster. Not to mention that we in the Crystarium owe much and more to you for restoring the night sky. It's not every day we get a chance to aid the Warrior of Darkness herself. At any rate, every Sin Eater your tank puts down is one less for our soldiers to deal with, so sharing the plans for the cannon, the Crystal Cannon, is the least we can do. In the meantime, I'll look forward to hearing of your success. It won't be long before tales of the rolling tankards are on the lips of everyone in Novrond. Many thanks, Rosard. Come, Brillian, we've got cannons to build. To the anvil! Yeah, I didn't have Batman sound effect there. A 60s Batman sound effect. Alright then, let's head on back. Guess the closest crystal will be right there. Now we'll teleport back. I believe that should be the end of this quest. So we got our cannons figured out. Let's see what Renit can do with these blueprints. Or I guess we will see. Renit and Ogzog? Is that the other one's name? I swear, everywhere we go, people treat you like some sort of hero. I suppose being a hero's most trusted friend is the next best thing, so I'll settle for that. Having said that, when it comes to building these tanks, you're still my assistant. And it just so happens I've got some work for you. There's more to these cannons than just crystal. as you can probably guess. In fact, there are so many different parts, it makes my head spin just thinking about it. I reckon there are a few things you can put together for me, though. Shouldn't be too hard for someone as skilled as you. As usual, you'll find everything you need in, well, however you say that, Mechatoad, in the Mechatoad. Oh, Fetromatic Mechatoad. And if not, well, you're a clever lass. You'll come up with something. Good. There it is. Beep. Request for materials. Acknowledge. Let's see, what are we making today? Crystal cannon supplies. Does it need to be high quality? Nope. Okay, Renine, I made it. Well, don't keep me in suspense. Looks like all that time spent around a master engineer like me is paying off. Once I've built and fine-tuned the cannon, the prototype tank will be ready. After that, it's just a matter of producing more of the same as quickly and cheaply as possible, now that I'll be cutting any corners, mind. Oh, they actually got a tank built. I didn't expect to get an actual tank built already. With the final piece of the puzzle, the crystal cannon in place, the rolling tankard prototype is all but complete. However, this marks only the beginning of Renit's plans, as it will take more than a single tank to ensure the safe transportation of goods to and from various places across Nobront. You've achieved Respected with Watts Anvil. New Dwarf Tribe daily quests are now available from Regit at Watts Anvil. Furthermore, you'll be able to undertake 3 additional quests from Regit as a reputation bonus. This bonus is available until the daily reset time of Accept all current quests. Yeah. Now access a wider selection of wares from the shop. Let's take a look what this set of rewards has gotten us. See if there's anything new. We already bought this minion. I think... Yeah, I think that's all we have right now. I think the Ironforge Keeper is probably the new one, and then, of course, Materia. Well, then that was the Dwarf Tribe quest. We'll go ahead and update the stream text. And then we'll head over and do the Qitari quest. Teleport over to Finale, and then fly on over to the camp. I forget what the... Oh, they're obviously all Qitari. I'd say I forgot what they're called, but... Yeah. Is this the first Gathering tribal quests tribe that they did? I think all of the... Well, not all of them. I think Stormblood just had one crafting. I think all ARR Heaven's Ward and Stormblood all had just one crafter, and the rest of them were combat. Anyway, let's get on with this next Qitari tribal quest. Talk to Chakar Katal. Wisdom of the Night. Chakar Katal's eyes eagerly dart around the caves of Hoptel's Stoppel. I don't know, that's not how you pronounce any of this, but whatever. Good sir. It was sir, wasn't it? Mother tells me you've been working your tail off around the stopple. Is this... Oh, yeah, it is stopple. Okay. Around the stopple. Is that why I can't see your tail, perhaps? Anyhow, thanks to you, Father says that we're ready to begin vacation. Isn't that all so exciting? Chikara, we must remember to remain calm and composed. These caves are vast, their tunnels burrowing deep into the bowels of the land. Slow, steady, and circumspect is the order of the day. As we speak, a preliminary exploration team is surveying the tunnels to determine where we might best begin excavation. We will await their findings before deciding on the best way to move forward. Understood, Father. I promised to be circumspect. Does that mean we can begin digging already? No, it doesn't. Dwarf Manal, what news from the depths? Digmaster Qitari, I fear we encountered something rather unexpected. I fear that we may not be able to commence the excavation efforts as quickly as we had hoped. We can't start digging? But why? What did you find down there? No sooner had we stepped through the entrance, our whiskers twitching in anticipation of the wonders that awaited, that did we see them, nasty creatures swarming in every nook and cranny of the caves. A most troubling development indeed. We Qitari are scribes, not warriors. Indeed, it was the presence of fearsome fiends, and worse, blocking our way through the Raval that kept us trapped for 100 years. Are we doomed to suffer a similar fate here? I did defeat a Light Warden, you know. So I can do more than just gather things. The ally of Ronka and the bringer of night would fell these terrible beasts for us? I would like little more than to take advantage of your kindness, but I fear there is a rub. A rub? A rub. In our preliminary explorations of the stopple, we had discovered that there was another ward seals off the tunnels below. A ward not unlike the one that barred the entrance, but with one notable and unfortunate difference. It is a ward impassable to all but the servants of Dalon, namely the Qitari. No, I fear we will have to find our own way to dispatch these beasts that have burrowed their way up from the depths. But without Sir Madam Beryllian's aid, all will be chewed up the moment we step in there, tails and whiskers and all. The great serpent, it speaks. Indeed, and yet it does not move. Till now, we have had only to follow where it goes. This time, it appears we must fully grasp the import of his message. A message which, sadly, is beyond my comprehension. If only there were someone who... But of course, the son of Dwaddle. The son of... You mean that tall fellow who likes to wave his arms in the air when he talks? Yes, the very same. Him. Brilliant. It appears we will require your assistance once more. Might you be so kind as to see my boys safely to Slitherbow, that he might summon this Quintford for us? Would you be so kindly brilliant? Father and I appreciate it ever so muchly and more. Now come along, great serpent. Okay, we got ourselves an escort mission or something. I thought these were supposed to be gathering quests. I'm sure he's gonna, like, ask us to do something. Alright, Quinfert. Let's see what the Great Serpent of Ronka has to say. The Qitari boy told me you came seeking Quinfert's counsel. Are you sure you're feeling quite okay, Brilliant? Slitherbow is full of tunnels too. Father wasn't waiting for us back at the stopple. I'd love to go digging and delving here too. What's this you say? Fell beasts prowl the tunnels at every turn. No doubt there are remnants of the shadows that wander the forests come to life. Demons come to suck dry the currents of ether that give the great wood life, reducing our home to a withered husk. That could be it, or they could simply be nasty little brutes that crawled their way up from between the rocks. You know, like the ones around here. Valen, my good sir madam, you know of these creatures too? I do. Mother tells me that when our ancestors first came to Slitherbow, they were set upon by a swarm of ravenous creatures that crawled up from below. Fortunately, one of the elder priests managed to utter an incantation that drove them away. If you look closely at the walls around us, you can see glyphs carved in them. The same protective magic that saved our forefathers then has been worked into the very walls around us. In a sense, the settlement of Slitherbow itself serves as a ward against the dangers that lurk beneath us. Just so, Valen, and it is precisely wards and incantations of this sort that I have made the focus of my studies of late. I remain ever impressed with your knowledge, my good sir madams. Might it be too much to ask if you could teach this incantation to the Great Serpent, that he might protect us in our expedition below? Agree? What? What blasphemy do you speak, child? Do you think me, a humble servant of the wood, so brazen as to believe he could enlighten the divine protector itself? Look, this isn't exactly my area of expertise, but it strikes me that there might be a simpler way to approach this. Why don't we simply fashion a talisman or two for them? You know, like the ones we've always used to keep danger at bay. I can craft a simple object to serve as the vessel. Then Quinfert can mutter a few words and enchant it as he sees fit. Tradition dictates that the talisman be fashioned from materials indelibly, whatever, connected to the bearer's home. Those of us who live in Slitherbow usually gather what we need from the Cheetah swamps? Sure. But for our Qitari friends, we have to look further east. Brilliant, your knowledge of trees and shrubs might serve us well here. Why don't you head over to Majoral's Great Regret and see if you can't find us a spectral cocoon. It's a casing of spun silk that we often carry around to ward off danger. And I shall immediately begin weaving an incantation especially tailored to protect our good friends from the sort of terrifying creatures that infest the caves and tunnels they seek to explore. Mwahaha! A foolproof plan if ever there was one. Chakurl, you can stay here with me in Slitherbow and help me collect the other materials I need. It'll be a perfect opportunity to introduce you to my fellow blessed. Once we have everything we need, let's meet up again in Hoppelstapel. I wanted to test the effectiveness of the talisman for myself before we leave Chakurl and his friends on their own. Alright, let's go collect the Go collect the item we need. It's like it's down south. Also, I need to actually go out the exit. Let's see, southeast. Wonder if this would have had different dialogue if I was a miner, or a fisher. Fisherman? Sure. Fisherwoman, please. Well, fisher, botanist. Okay, fisher. Sure. Let's see. I need some sort of cocoon, right? It's a spectral cocoon. Yep, let's get one. It's only one? Oh, in ARR, earlier I said that they hadn't done any gatherer tribes, but the, Ixtal, or Ixali, whatever they're called, had, crafting and gathering. I don't think, yeah, in Stormblood, the Nazumu, or however you say them, do not have gathering quests, and I don't think, no, and then the Moogle quests are not gatherer either, they're only crafter. Anyway, hey Valen, I got the stuff. I got the spectral cocoon you needed. Oh, there you are. Were you able to find something suitable for making our talisman? Yep, got what you asked for. Why yes, this should serve us quite well. Just give me a moment or two. I'll round up the materials Chakarl and I gathered from the village, and whip up something in no time. Just add a feather here, here, and here, then thread through this length of rope, and yes, this should do it. Crafter sound. Looks a bit like an evil eye, except it's like a solid. It's beautiful, and this lets us get through the X-vacation in safety, you say? Not so fast. The talisman needs to be enchanted before it's of any use. As it is now, it is little more than a fancy little ornament. Well, Quinford, this is your moment, the moment you've been waiting for, isn't it? Mwahaha! Say no more. Stand back and bear witness to as Quinford, descendant of Dwaddle, weaves an incantation the likes of which your eyes have never seen. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? Worry not, dear Valen. In truth, at first I was uncertain which of the many prayers I have memorized would serve us best. A traditional chant of the Knights Blessed? But wait, the Qitari are an ancient race, so perhaps this calls for an incantation from ancient Ronka. Long did I ponder. Choose poorly, after all, and it could mean death and destruction for our friends, if not for the forest itself. Fortunately, it was then that the great serpent came to me in a vision, enlightening me as the precise words that will deliver us to salvation, words which have long been writ in the Gospel of Quinford. You're going to enchant this talisman with the ramblings from your dream diary? Now I really have a bad feeling about this. Oh no. What's it gonna be? Don't be silly, Valen. The great serpent speaks through me, and I am but a vessel for his divine wisdom. Hark! It is precisely as it says in chapter 52, verse 5. The goddess crawls, stained cerulean. She did await the arrival of the stewards. The coming of the darkness marked a new dawn. A proud people returned to the wood where the egg once fell from high above. What? O great serpent of Ronka, gifted us by the heavens, hear the plea of the great sage's scion, and guide the children of Ronka's safely to their ancestral home. O great serpent, do tell me, were my prayers heard? Every time it does the scream. Why? I never heard an incantation so inspiring. Your powers truly are something else, Master Quinfert. Oh, you are wise beyond your years, my young Qitari friend. My knowledge is vast, my powers indeed prodigies. Sure, prodigious. And it is more than an honor to wield them in service of your esteemed people. Though he's prone to bouts of madness from time to time, Quinfert is an accomplished priest. The talisman should serve you well. Splendid! Our excavation effort has already been delayed for far longer than we can afford. Well, Jakaro, this is the moment of truth. There is no telling what dangers lurk beneath us. Are you quite certain you wish to accompany me in the tunnels below? But of course, Father. Why else would I have come to this place with you? Together we will unearth the secrets of our far forthers and reclaim our history. Very well. It is clear you do not take the task lightly. Perhaps you are coming of age after all. And with that, I believe it's time when we started digging. Let the excavation begin. That didn't sound like a shallow well. Sometime later. He's got a helmet on. Qitari Natal and Chikaro Kodal have safely returned from their preliminary investigations of the tunnels. Yet more manifestations of the Great Serpent. Whatever have we done to deserve such a blessing? Well, Jakaro, were you able to find any of the tablets you were searching for? The Great Serpent wriggles about and lets out a clear clarion call. It would seem that it wishes to aid Qitari in their efforts to reclaim their history. Well now, what have we here? What is this? Another incarnation of the Great Serpent made manifest before us? Whatever could be the meaning of this? I must know at once. If you could settle down for just a moment, Master Quinfert, I will explain in detail all I witnessed below. Father and I found a stone. It was big and square and covered in all sorts of writings, just like in the legends. As my voice says, we did indeed find a stele, or at least one piece of them. What remains? According to Qitari legend, the stele comprised four perfectly square stones stacked in a form to form a massive pillar, which is to say, what we have found is but one part of the larger whole. And if that were not unfortunate enough, even the single stela we found has been badly weathered through the years. In many places, the engravings are all but indecipherable. That's not all we found. Lying beside the shattered stone were several sad piles of bones. No doubt the remains of our once proud forefathers who carried the steel down below. I shudder to think of their last moments, torn apart by sin-eaters as they hid away our legacy for safekeeping. Father and I thought to carry the stone to the surface, but in that moment, something jumped out and stood in our path. Are mine eyes to be believed? The beheaded serpent of the first accompanied our Qitari friends remains on the surface, which means we are graced by yet another incantation of the divine protector. A third manifestation of the great serpent? Just how many of them are there, anyway? At the very least, this is the only one we encountered in our expedition, and yet, if it traveled here from somewhere to guide us in our efforts, it would not be unreasonable to assume that there are others where this one came from. In truth, it appeared and spoke to us just as we stood before the shattered stone. I cannot help but believe it was conveying to us a message, just as its brethren guided us to these ancient tunnels. Carl and I pondered the matter, and we believe that we understand. The great serpent bids us to unearth the remains of the scattered and weathered steel, and piece together our people's history anew with our own hands and minds. I see. If the stones truly have been scattered and weathered by the time, that's the best you could hope to do. Yet surely you must have been able to make something from what remained of the stone. What chronicles of Eld were writ there? Ahem. What we were able to make of the carvings could be described thus. A mighty Ronso wearing a crown, no doubt meant to represent the first emperor of Ronka, stood tall with a blade raised high over his head. Before him cowered a Qitari, one of our forefathers, no doubt. The carving would seem to depict the momentous occasion that was the first encounter between our people and the Empire. And the implications could not be more clear. Doubtless, our ancestors, ill-suited for battle, were conquered and subjugated by the might of Ronka, under whose yoke they would find new purpose as the stewards of history. A most fascinating interpretation, Father, but if I might be so bold, I saw the drawings quite different. I do not believe the Ronkan Empire would be so cruel as to threaten the poor weak Qitari. No, I believe that he found us vulnerable and at the mercy of the fearsome beasts of the forest. He slew the beasts by his own hand, and befriended our ancestors, giving us new purpose as his subjects. Your optimism is admirable, my boy, but I fear that such a bright and cheery interpretation of events is unlikely at best. History is full of harsh truths from which we must not avert our eyes. But tales are still sung of the first emperor's might and majesty to this day, are they not? I simply cannot fathom that he would be so cruel as to enslave our people. If you ask me, both theories seem reasonable, but if you intend to keep a record of history to pass down to posterity, you're going to have to choose one. Two conflicting theories of the past, one to be etched in stone and sung until the end of time, and the other destined to be consigned to the dust of the deep, dank caverns below. Truly, this is a turning point in the grand tapestry that is the history of the Qitari. Yes, at any rate, I believe we've done all we can here. Valen, I say, Valen! Have you no interest in witnessing this momentous occasion in history? I would not think of insisting that my interpretation is the only valid one, and yet I cannot simply toss it aside in favor of my son's rose-colored view of the past. How absolutely vexing. Speak! The great serpent! It speaks again! It does, and this time its message could not be more clear. It believes that Beryllion, the ally of Ronka, should be the one to weigh the options at hand, and decide which version of history shall be inscribed upon the stone. That's right. There was a short thing about whichever one you choose changes how the camp develops. Qitari father and son have arrived at conflicting interpretations of the events depicted on the stela. At the bidding of the Great Serpent of Ronka, it has fallen to you to determine which version of history will be recorded. In order to continue the Qitari quest, speak with either Qitari Natal or Chakar Natal, Kodal, and choose the interpretation of history that you find most convincing. Your choice will affect not only the restoration of the stela, but history as it will be told for years to come. Once you make this choice, you will be unable to go back, so choose carefully. Furthermore, yet another serpent clad in curious armor has arrived at the Qitari camp. I will look up and see what the two differences are. You have achieved trusted reputation with the stewards. And now we got more rewards. Let's check out what they are. But first, let me look up what the differences between these two are. Just go ahead and give me a second. Let's see. Was this added in? This was added in 5.2, right? Yeah, there they are. Let's see what the differences are. Let's see, where would it be? Well, they have each of the quest names here, so let's see. I don't think there's much of a difference besides the aesthetic thing. Where was it? I know it said somewhere where it said that it would be different. There it is. During the tribal quest during the tribal main quests, the player will have the option to agree with one of two NPCs at several points. These choices will affect the way in which the quests unfold and the appearance of the tribal settlement. These choices do not affect rewards earned. Alright, so are we going to be pessimists or optimists here? So if I think about... I don't remember much of the history of Ronka. I'd say in general, they were positive, but then again, they're the ones that wrote the history books. So they're going to say that they were good no matter what. I think we'll go positive for... either this one or all of them. Father may have his reasons for thinking as he does, but I choose to believe in a brighter version of history. Yes, I am quite certain that the Ronkan Emperor was a benevolent man who protected our ancestors from fearsome beasts and bestowed upon them a position of honor in their society. Surely you can agree. You would like to vouch for Chikara Caudle's theory. The first stela will be restored to reflect his interpretation of history. Proceed and you will be unable to view the stela as Qitari Natal as envisions it. The rewards you receive and the content quests to follow will be the same regardless of the choices you make. Then what's the point? You are free to choose the version of history you find more compelling. Let's be positive. Oh, thank you. I am most glad to know that you are a cup half full type like myself. Well, not really, but I'm just gonna go with it. The first stela of Ronkin Benevolence. Chikara Caudle would convince you that the merits of his theory regarding the Ronkin protection of the Qitari. I cannot help but feel my boy is too optimistic for his own good, and yet, if you would choose to believe this theory, good madam, there is no reason why I cannot do the same. At long last, I can look upon the history of my people in all its glory, but our work is far from over. Pray continue to lend us your aid. Father and I will send for our finest artisans. The work must begin at once. The first stela has been restored. Its engravings now clearly reflect Chikara Caudle's theory of Ronkin beneficence. Sure. Protected by the talisman fashioned for them by the Knights Blessed, and heartened by rediscovering a piece of their heritage, the stewards now pursue their excavation efforts with newfound zeal. Should you choose to continue to aid them in their cause. Cool. Let's see what new reward we got. It'll probably be another... Cool, we get the hard hat serpent. Okay. That was the Qitari Beast Tribe quest. I think it's been over an hour, so let's go ahead and take a quick break, and then we'll go ahead and do a couple Dark Knight dungeons. Let's see, let's pose with this. Switch over to Dark Knight. Alright then, it's time for a break. Time to get up, stretch your legs, go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to, and I'll be right back. Alright. Let's get back to it. Gonna do some Dark Knight leveling. Probably just 1 or 2 dungeons, maybe a roulette or 2. Yeah, we'll start off with 50, 60, 70, 80. I think I'll slowly make my way over to, well, actually I'll just head over to Ul'dah, to my grand company, so that we can sell any of the gear we get. I got up to level 69 yesterday. So I finished off the Wondrous Tales already, so we don't need to think about that. I used it on Dark Knight, of course. So what other jobs do I have that I might want to level on stream? I kind of wanted to do the Summoner quest line. The problem is that I already did the first one. At least I did the first ARR one. I guess there's nothing stopping me from just doing it on stream. The problem is that I want a good chunk of the content that I do on stream to be able to turn into a video somehow. I shouldn't make that a requirement, but if I can, I would like to do so. Because, like, I'm doing this Dark Knight leveling, and I'm not making videos on that, but it is working towards being able to make a video for the Stormblood quests. 1 or 2 videos, because it's probably going to be 2 videos. Either way, I'll worry about that later, because I'm not going to be doing much more. I don't want to level Bard. I don't really like playing Bard, and I don't like playing White Mage. Well, on White Mage, the issue is probably that I don't play it right, or that I didn't play it right when I did. And then I started Dancer, but I didn't look at that at all. And then I've picked up Red Mage and Samurai, but I haven't done them at all. Maybe I'll be a Masochist, and, well, I also kind of wanted to try out one of the other melee DPS jobs. Or maybe Sage? I don't know, there's a lot of them are... I'm interested in pretty much all of them. Yeah, we need to do the Dark Knight quests somewhat soon. Because I want to see what Sid and Riley are up to. Need to figure out something to do while we wait for Q. And maybe I can do something goofy like play solitaire or something. Don't need to worry about that now because Q popped. Now that Q's popped. Let's see what level we're gonna get. I guess it's gonna be 50 or 60. Oh, 50. Oh, Wanderer's Palace. Yorshiku onegai shimasu. Okay. Okay, dude. Then stuff will spawn here. I did Wanderer's Palace yesterday. Unsynced. Alright, we gotta remember to get the stupid thing from this guy. So I'm not gonna go running ahead pulling the next pack. Really shouldn't be, Okay, this guy knows what he's doing on healing, I hope. Oh, doesn't he drop something? Grab this Tonberry as well. I'll make sure they're not gonna accidentally pull. Let's do a bigger pull. That this healer has to actually do something. Yesterday I was playing, I played at one dungeon as warrior, and man, I was doing a terrible job. I completely forgot to actually, like, use my healing abilities. And, like, the healer, we actually did die, but the healer kind of knew what he did know what he was doing. Right, we don't actually have to pick anything up from these guys? I swore maybe it's just the second part. Once I actually get a level 70 dungeon, I'll need to learn how to use my other abilities. I do like actually being able to do damage on Dark Knight, because Warrior's damage is a bit lackluster. So I actually figured out yesterday when I was doing this dungeon that only the ones that say they're rusted, I think, are the ones that need the oil. Otherwise, you can just use them. I think he wants to pull more, but I'm not gonna pull more right now. Yeah, so this Tonberry, yeah, both of these say rusted, which means that like we have to use oil on them. And it means we didn't grab the oil, did we? Yeah, they're both over here. Nice job, Mr. Mentor. Yeah, see, this one says rusted, but I believe the one up in the middle does not. Or at least one of them doesn't. Let's see, does this say rusted? No, it doesn't. Okay, so I should do this one first. And there's one here that is rusted, but these Tonberries drop it. Okay. Let's not get hit by that guy. I don't like how low you're letting me get. That's just a little bit too much. Oh, pick it up, don't run away. Need to get these. And then we need to get this last one. Yeah, dude, I know we can go, but you still gotta kill the mob. He'll just follow us for the rest of the dungeon. And we're shredding these bosses. Maybe I'm used to, like, noobs, or maybe I'm used to, playing warrior. Let's get off the stairs. No, I thought I definitely pulled a bit too much there. Maybe if I had Living Dead, it would have been fine. That I could tell the healer. I thought the healer was keeping me low on purpose. Oh, we gotta keep going. The stalker's following us. What's Summer doing? I believe we can just DPS this guy down. We don't need to pay attention to the ads. I think part of it is that the Bard is using all of their stuff properly. Or part of the reason we're doing a lot more DPS. Yep, ignore mechanics. DPS the boss. Oh, I was gonna commend the bard because he did a good job. Give loot. That was fun. Okay, that's not a... let's just do a trial. Guess it doesn't matter. But Adventure in Need gives a significant amount of extra seals. I guess I could just quickly do a guild test. Okay, now I gotta figure out what we do while we queue. Like, is there some, like, goofy game that I can play on stream? Like a Minesweeper or something? What do you think? I'm sure there is. I just need to think for a second. Let me look at my desktop. Or look at my games folder, see if there's anything if I get any ideas. Probably want to do some sort of puzzle game. Which is why I thought of a Minesweeper. But the thing I don't like Minesweeper. I'm decent. I'm pretty good at it. The problem is that I guess there could be something else in game we can do. What could we do? Maybe I'll just do Minesweeper. Or Solitaire. Thing is, I don't actually have it Minesweeper or Solitaire installed. Let's see, maybe I'll look around in-game, maybe I can figure something out here. I mean, we could go to the Golden Saucer, but one of the things is that I want to be within... my inventory's not going to fill up anymore because I've cleaned it out pretty good. And by cleaned it out, I mean I threw half of the stuff that I had in my inventory in my retainers and my Chocobo saddlebag. Actually, there's nothing in here that shouldn't be in here, except for the materia that I'm going to sell. So I guess it's all in my retainers now. Although I cleaned out a lot of my retainers too. What's that armor? No, that's I think I've seen it before. Let me just pull up Minesweeper. Not that window. No, not the multiplayer Minesweeper. I don't even know if that's still a thing. I haven't tried it since... I heard the cute pop, but not yet. Nope, looks like the multiplayer Minesweeper isn't the thing anymore. Let me remove that from my bookmarks. Oh right, let's do this guild test real quick. And then maybe the leveling dungeon will switch over to tank. pull everything. That's probably a little bit much, but we're fine. Thing is, we only need to kill the boss. So we can just ignore all these ads. Or rather, I just need to pick them up to make sure everyone else doesn't die. Right, let's get out of here. Cool, leveling is on tank now. Queue up for that. And let me see if I can find a Minesweeper to play. Oh right, I guess wait. I installed the Windows 98, not Windows 98, the Windows XP, or Windows 7 version. Right? Yeah, I've got the Windows 7 version. Let me turn off the music, or the sound. No tips. No animation, no question marks. And it looks like I didn't have enough time. Oh, I've got Windows 7 Minesweeper and Solitaire if we want to do those while we wait. We got a dungeon. This is not a dungeon. This is not what I wanted to get for leveling Q. I wanted to do one more dungeon. Like, should I just do MSQ roulette? But I don't. Oh, I don't want to run Praetorium for the third time in a row, and third day in a row. Wait, no, that's like what everybody was doing for the past like 5 years. Anyway. We'll just do this, and then I'll decide if I want to do one more dungeon or not. Actually, this won't get me to 70. So yeah, I'll definitely do one more dungeon. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do MSQ roulette after this. I'm not going to cap on tombstones, right? I don't think I will. Nope. I'll be fine. In fact, I still need to buy one more of these. I was doing some ARR, more of the ARR relic weapon because I finally finished the step that I was on, and now I'm doing the one where you have to get the various materials from dungeons and crafting, and you have to get something from your Grand Company with Grand Company seals and with tombstones, and I needed to buy one more of the tombstone item. I actually have, I think I actually have some of the materials that I need to do the crafting. I could, of course, just buy them off the market board, but I think it's pretty clear that I like to, oh, never mind. It doesn't say craft there. That would make it pretty obvious. Let's just say I enjoy crafting a little bit. Alright, let's go. Sir, I know you're a sprout, but that's just basic etiquette to not pull the boss like that. Okay, this guy must be new to MMOs or something. Well, I think they are attacking. Yeah, we can just ignore the nail. This isn't even... I think you might have to actually do it on hard. But not on, not on normal. Eh, who cares about mechanics? There we go, that gets me a nice XP boost. Oh wow, that was actually almost enough. Yeah, definitely doing one more, because that'll give me level 70. But main scenario, yeah, let's do a trial. That should be enough to get me the XP, I think. Yeah, I need about 50k more XP, 100k more XP. And this will get me at least 20k. Well, let's try and add Minesweeper to this. Let's see. Oops. Change appearance. Yeah, let's do that. Try and add this. Oop, not that. Nope, that didn't work. Give me a second. Okay, that's what we'll do later. Center... that. Okay. Oh yay, nice and fun. I'll main tank this. I prepare for chaos. I mean, these are Moogles after all. I think the paladin accidentally started attacking the one that I attacked. Try and make sure the paladin doesn't... Okay, of course he goes for the one that I do. I mean, I guess grouping them up is fine on normal mode. He's the one that should pick them up, pick up the ads. But I mean, it doesn't matter that much. Paladin's got his Halo sword. Hopefully this will get me to level 70. I think we'll probably be done for the day. Oh good, they're LBing. There we go, level 70. I don't care enough to wait. Man, I got no commends today. Oh well. Let's see, we got to level 70 today, and that was my goal. Oops, that's not how you spell lean. Not close enough. Oh, right. It's gonna annoy me. Hold on. You're right about there. Oops, like this. Man, I'm pressing all the wrong keys. Okay, that's good. All right, that's gonna be all for today. We did our golden saucer stuff. Got our did a dwarf beast tribe quests storyline and continued the Qitari beast tribe tribal quests. quest line, and we got Dark Knight to level 70. Next time, we'll continue 5.3 MSQ, and see about taking down Elidibus and all that. I'll be streaming on Saturday at the usual time, 3 p.m. Pacific. Hope to see you there. Until then, take care. Goodbye.